Який в нас м'ясо? Давай, Мікіфан.
This press conference was meant to be all about microphones and strategy, but it erupted into chaos. Interview 2.
It reminds me of like one of those budget YouTube hood movies where someone just talks about their whole life and what they've come from and talking as if they're from one of the ghettos in Iraq or Africa or somewhere like that. But you know, he's got a sob story, he's running by it, and that's what makes him feel better, so we respect it. I just kind of listened and said my piece.
And you said to him, what have you done? Tell us what you've done.
Because as I said, like, you line up all the heavyweights. He was just talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up? But he couldn't answer it because he ain't fought no one like us.
Jake Paul did what he always does, smiling, teasing, and testing limits, until Anthony Joshua finally had enough of the online antics and disrespect. Suddenly, AJ stepped forward, intense and focused, showing Jake that this isn't a joke or a social media stunt. This is serious heavyweight business.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
It did not matter. We're gonna fight now. We're gonna fight tomorrow. He lost control, and the room suddenly felt far too tight for two egos this huge. Security rushed in as voices rose and cameras shook while the crowd shouted like they had just seen round 0 of the big showdown. One thing became totally clear in that second. Jake Paul may have thought this was another easy hype move, but AJ just turned it into a real fight. The kind where feelings get hurt long before faces do.
Look, Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like a plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happening. You know, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this. If there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now. Right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the time comes around. He's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start dressing.
We slid right out of all the press conference madness and straight into Teddy Atlas mode. Suddenly, it felt like we were at the family dinner table while Uncle Teddy served up some honest truth. And when a legend like Teddy says, don't be surprised if Jake Paul actually has a shot, you can't help but almost spit out your drink.
On your drink.
It's a choice of where people want to go to watch. It's still their choice. Before we look at all the reasons why Joshua should smash him, he's a pro fighter, 2-time Olympian, 2-time heavyweight champ, you know, bigger, stronger, highest level of fighting at this weight class. I mean, he should destroy him like he destroyed Ngannou. And a lot of people will use that comparison. But styles make fights. And Jake Paul's not going to fight him the way Ngannou.
Teddy lays it out like he's piecing together a case. Jake's younger, quicker, and clever with those tricky contract details. Anthony Joshua hasn't been in the ring for ages. He's dropping weight like it's a modeling audition. And mentally, who knows which AJ will show up? Teddy's giving us a rundown of what everyone online is missing, like the fact that just making it through 8 rounds could feel like a victory in Jake Paul's world.
Where maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter, I get it, but his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua Last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired.
He even brings up Netflix lawyers like they're guarding the fate of humanity, saying they're not signing off on a live disaster special. And you, me, all of us are sitting there like, is Teddy Atlas really saying this upset could kind of make sense? That's when you know this fight has officially gone from circus to science experiment to maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't laugh too hard just yet.
I'm just putting it out there that before you just say, yeah, it's got to be Joshua, don't discount how smart Mr. Paul has been so far. I wouldn't count him out in the ways that I just laid it.
Moving past Teddy Atlas and the Jake Paul versus AJ circus turned psychological thriller, we land straight in Dave Allen territory. He talks like a bartender who's heard too many crazy stories to trust anything. He's staring at BoxRec like it's a crime file, double-checking Jake Paul's past opponents to make sure his own eyes aren't deceiving him. And we're right there with him, nodding, because this fight really does feel like someone hit the randomizer button on boxing.
I reckon this kid Jake Paul could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant. He's having a go. Amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top heavyweight in the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and fight on each other.
Dave starts running through Jake's resume like it's a comedy roast. YouTuber, check. Basketball player, check. MMA fighters who retired before TikTok even existed, check. And when he gets to Tommy Fury, nice guy, but only an area title level fighter, I swear even my coffee stops mid-sip. Allen gives Jake his credit. Top 3 heavyweight of the last 15 years versus a guy who used to weigh 13 stone fighting YouTubers. Even logic would be tapping out. Then Dave does what every honest boxing mind eventually does. He says it straight. This is dangerous. Not funny. Dangerous. Heavyweight sleep mode. Dangerous.
Dangerous. He's not a heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight, if that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid, he was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid, he's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed Julio Cesar 5 months ago at 14-3. Might have cut a bit of weight, might have come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous, very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him to sleep.
The second AJ lands a clean shot, Jake might start questioning if the world suddenly has 2 moons. And Dave isn't being cruel. He actually wants AJ to knock Jake down clean. Jake gets up at 10, everyone collects their cash, and we all walk away without a hospital trip. But then Dave drops the nightmare scenario. What if AJ really injures him? What happens to the promoters, the sanctioning, the sport itself? As he lays it out, we're all sitting there with that nervous grin, because it's all jokes and memes until a heavyweight cannonball hits a cruiserweight. Dave finishes it perfectly. He'll watch it like any daring circus stunt. Thrilling to see, but you're bracing for the paramedics.
The intrigue is there to watch it for me, yeah, I will watch it. The same way I would go to the circus to watch, to be entertained by something a bit mad. But Anthony Joshua for taking the fight, I'm not sure. It's a lot of money to turn down, to be fair. But if Anthony Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul, plays nicely, wins on points, takes longer than 2 or 3 rounds, reputation with the casual public done. I'll watch it if he's holding him up and playing nicely. I'll understand. I'll watch it and think, well, he could have stopped it.
Moving past Dave Allen, who dissected the AJ versus Jake chaos like a theme park safety inspector, we land with Steve Ford, the guy inside Jake Paul's camp, taking jabs for breakfast and watching the madness unfold firsthand. Steve comes across like that friend who says, yeah, it's insane, but hear me out. Holding a parachute of caution, he explains that Jake's mindset is the real wild card. The guy genuinely believes he can beat Anthony Joshua, and that stubborn confidence is half the reason this fight exists. Steve is basically saying Jake's been itching to prove he's more than just a YouTuber with a hard right, But business politics kept matching him with ex-NBA players and semi-retired MMA fighters.
Joshua, you know, he's accomplished everything in boxing, from Olympic gold medal to now a two-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So I think as far as him taking this fight, if anybody deserves to go and have a fun fight like this, it is Anthony Joshua. And Jake, you know, he is kind of showing that he'll fight anyone.
Now, Jake finally gets to test his full skill set against a man who hits like a runaway fridge. It's like skipping driving lessons and jumping straight into a Formula One race. Impressive, but terrifying. Steve just nods like, yep, let's see what happens. Then the interviewer drops the classic UK question, is AJ weak? Steve reacts like someone insulted his grandma's cooking. He explains it perfectly. Heavyweight punches aren't gentle taps, they're meteor strikes. Ruiz, Dubois, Klitschko, they could put anyone down. And when asked if Jake has the power to hurt AJ, Steve goes full scientist. Speed is power. Danger doesn't always come with a big punch. Sometimes it sneaks up with quick, sharp Nike footwork.
And why is he changing? Because he got stopped by Daniel Dubois and Ruiz. I mean, listen, this is a contact sport, you know. Like if you get hit, the human body's not made to be getting punched in the face. If you get hit, especially by these guys, Andy Ruiz, who's a good puncher, Dubois, we know is a big puncher. You get hit clean, you're gonna go. You're possibly gonna go down. Especially those guys, 230, 40, 50 pound guys. You know.
He says Jake is fast, sharp, and unpredictable, but he also admits Joshua isn't here to play patty cake. AJ is gearing up for Tyson Fury next, and Jake is crashing that party like a wild card. So the real question isn't, can Jake land? It's, can he handle what comes back? That tension is exactly why we're all counting down like kids waiting for a roller coaster drop. The AJ versus Jake Paul saga is part blockbuster, part experiment. Joshua turned the press conference into round zero. He's training like royalty, honing his crown, while Jake rewrites the script with bold confidence and tough sparring partners. Teddy Atlas warns us not to overlook the hidden dangers. Dave Allen calls it thrilling, but truly risky. And Steve Ford says Jake's mentality and speed could make this far wilder than anyone expects.
No, but I would imagine he's going to come. He's going to be on his P's and Q's. He knows there'll be a lot of eyes on him for this fight, so he's going to be looking to make a statement, because I think they have plans of him fighting Tyson Fury next. So I think he's going to take this very seriously, and Jake's definitely taking it very seriously, and he's going to try to ruin the plan.
At the end of the day, if AJ comes in fully focused, it could be a quick night. But if Jake hangs in there and makes us sit up and notice, we might be watching one of the most shocking, talked about fights in boxing history. Drop your predictions in the comments. Who takes it? How long will it last? And is there any chance Jake pulls it off? And don't forget to like,